Hello everyone, my name is Cynthia, the Intuitive Stitcher, and welcome to my Flosstube number 4. If you're new here, thank you for coming, and I hope you do enjoy the things that I show you. And if you have seen my Flosstubes before and are returning, thank you for coming back, and I hope that you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. So, it's been a busy week, and I wanted to record this Flosstube on Sunday, but things got kind of in the way, and it's Wednesday, so I got everything together again and decided to sit down and do this Flosstube for you today. So I'm going to save everything that's been going on until the very end, like what I've done this week, what my plans are for next week, and that way if you are not interested in hearing any of that, you can just log off and watch something else, and I'll tell you before I get into the things that I've been doing so that you can end the video. So the FFOs, I want to show you a fully finished object that I had finished 2 years ago and had it framed, and it's called Partridge Joy. I found it in the Zweigert needlework issue. It goes back quite a ways because it was in the November 2006 issue, and I know I probably have that issue among my magazines that I save, so this is how long I've had this. I don't think I actually started it in 2006. I saw the photo and the pattern that year, and a few years later decided to start stitching. So I have had it a while. I put it away, I work on it, and I put it away again, and so I did finally finish it a few years ago and had it framed. This is the piece. It is called Partridge Joy, and again, it's from the Zweigert Needlework magazine. So let me come in a little closer. I do have silver metallic thread in there. The thread is along here, the silver metallic. But I thought that was pretty, and I don't have any information on the type of cloth that I used. So I apologize if you hear an airplane going by. I do have my window open. That's that, and it's pretty. It's called Joy. Well, the words say joy. So that again is Partridge Joy. I'm not sure if that can be found anymore. I don't know if you can see that silver glitter. Maybe not. But it's pretty. I can see it. So I want to talk to you about some whips that I worked on. I've only worked on 3 because I do want to finish 3 of them. I'm really hoping by the end of the month, but we're already there. So I want to show you my first piece. It's the Happy 4th of July. And the designer is from Ukraine. Her name is Marina. I'll put her full name in the description box so that you can see how she spells her last name. I do want to put this on a board. It's just easier. So this is the pattern. Happy 4th of July. She has a new one out too. If you want to check her Facebook page, it's Cross Stitching for Fun Designs, and she has a new one out for the holiday. If you want to take a look at her Facebook page. So I got pretty far with this since last time. I have the word happy finished, and I am finishing up the flag. So that's where I am with that. It goes pretty quick, but again, I have said before, I'm a slow stitcher, and but I'm happy with my progress. So, and being slow doesn't bother me, because I do have a few things that I do throughout the day. So I'm retired, I don't work, but I do keep busy. So when I sit down and watch TV, I do a little bit of stitching. So that's my first whip. My second one is the floral greetings that I had shown you before. I did get farther. And this is the picture of it right there. It's tulips. It is from the World of Cross Stitching, the Summer Stitching Magazine, issue number 319. And I'll show you how far I got. I did get a little farther, which I'm happy about. I think the last time that I had shown you this, I did have back stitching done in the yellow, and I had started the orange. The back stitching is in the actual flower, but I used a dark gray color, and I took it out because I didn't like it, and I used 2 strands. So I am going to use black back stitch in the tulips, and I'm going to use 1 strand because I just didn't like the gray, and I didn't like the 2 strands seem to be taking away from the flower. So it's 3/4 of the way finished. I think it's, well, it looks like it's a little bit more than halfway, but that's fun to work on, and it's quick. So I do want to get this finished. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to put it in a frame or do a small pillow. I'm not sure. So I can think about that. The next thing that I was working on is a pillowcase. I belong to Embroidery Guild, and we are making pillowcases for the children's home, the local children's home, so that when the children leave, they get to take this pillowcase that they've chosen with them. So I have ladies in my Embroidery Guild who are stitching, it's on muslin. Some of them are doing embroidery, and then we have a finisher who will put that's upside down. She's gonna attach this to the bottom of a pillow. So that's what I chose. It's a free pattern. I looked for free patterns for children I googled it, and I came up with this. So I thought that was cute, and for a little one. So I'm using waste canvas, which I've not used in a long time. So I did the first one, and then I had to wet the waste canvas and then just pull out each of these threads. So I'm on to the second one, and then I'll be putting another one over here on this side. The thing that I did wrong was I cut my waste canvas. It was a strip. I cut it, and I should have kept it as a long strip because then it would be easier to count. So I measured from this blue to this blue so that I have the right measurement when I go to the other side, this blue to the new blue. So that's a mistake I made, but I'm just being real careful. It looks pretty even. I used a ruler, and I'm pretty happy with where I placed it. So I think it's cute. I like the green. I like the fish, the color of the fish. It's different yellows, 2 shades of yellow. So That's pretty. I like that too. So I want to work on that. That has to be finished for the beginning of June, and I will finish it because I turn that over to the woman who is completing these pillowcases, and then the ones that are complete we will take to the children's home, and they will let the children choose the ones that they want. For, I'm sorry that I'm bending down, but for the floral greetings, I have floss for that one, and these are all the colors of the floss for the flowers. So I do have the yellow, orange, purple, and red. So I'll get into other colors like the blue. So, and there's another light blue. So I wanted to show you that as well. So those are the things that I want to work on, just focus on and finish those. I have next week yet to finish them. So it's a week and a half I have that I want to finish all three. So I don't see why that should not happen. So I wanted to show you something that I bought. I think it was maybe 2 years ago. I bought this book. It's called Stitch On. It has a cute beads. It says Stitch On, and I can't turn the beads so that you see it, but I bought this so that I could keep track of my projects. This book is by Chris Yoo. This is her card that she had included in the book. And I will put her name in the description box. But what I like about this is the first page is a list of your projects, and I put a clip there so that I can easily go to project 1 and 2. So it's there's quite a few pages here for your project lists. And then it goes into the projects that you listed. You number them, and you write down the name of your project and the floss used, the pattern designer is on here, the date you started, the fabric used. So this is an example of the project that you're working on. And there's quite a few pages that you can use. At the end of the book, there's a section for notes and inventory. And again, there's quite a few pages for that. This is called, I think it's a dragonfly design that I chose. And on her Etsy page, she has a lot of different designs, but I thought that was cute, and it's a nice way for me to keep track of what I'm doing, my projects, the DMC, which I like that because, and I just finished writing all my DMC colors that I use in here, and what I like about it is that I was looking for floss, and instead of going to buy it, I thought, well, I'll just look at my project list and see if I have that color, and right there it was in one of my projects, and I only needed a little bit of it, so I pulled that DMC from that project and cut what I needed and put it right back where it belongs, so that I'm not missing it when I do need it. So I will again put her name in the description box, but this is her card. Chris Yoo is her name. I want to go over some of my whips that I have. I have quite a few, and I want to go over a piece that's called Winter Morn, and I don't remember how I came across this, but It might have been from a stash that I had got at maybe, could have been at Goodwill. This is the picture. It's a winter scene, and there's a little red cardinal there. And I did like that. It is on 25 count. It was hard to find the owner of this design, but it is called Winter Morn. The designer used 22 count, mine is 25 count, and lots of colors. I started this quite a while ago. Now for this one, I have all my colors in a bag. I did not put them on the acrylic drops, which I like to use, so I'll do that sometime. But I did pull this out. I do want to show this to you because I think it's very pretty. So now I'm going to show this to you, and the cardinal does not look like a cardinal yet, so I'm not quite finished with that cardinal. So if you think, I see red, but it doesn't look like a cardinal. No, it's not finished yet. So this is the piece. Like I said, it's on 25 count, and so you can see some of the green trees. Of course, you can see the sunset or the sunrise, whatever that is meant. Oh, it's morn, winter morn, so it would be the sunrise. And the tree, there are more trees at the bottom, so, and it does come over to here. So I do want to work on it. I'm sorry for the thread, but I want to keep it there so I don't lose my place. So that's called Winter Morn, and that's all I have on this piece. The model is stitched by a woman, but I don't have anything else. Nothing else about it. It just came with that little card with the picture. So that's all I have. But I when I get that out, I do enjoy working on that. The next piece I'm doing is called My Favorite Things. I did get this, was either December or January that I purchased this. It's a Sue Hillis Designs. It's called My Favorite Things. I thought it was pretty. And then you can always do them separately like she has on the side here. But I'm doing the full piece. I'm doing mine on 28 count even weave. Called for was 32 count. And I did buy two because I didn't think that I purchased it. And I had purchased it, so I had ordered another one, and so I'll be having that available in a future Flosstube. This is what and I apologize again for the green thread. Here's my piece. I really like the pink. The pink color is what really sold me on this one. And I love My Favorite Things. I love that song. So I started on the green for the holly and the berries. So I've got quite a ways to go, of course, but maybe I'll have it finished for this Christmas and not next Christmas. I do have quite a few whips that are Christmas pieces, so we'll see what happens. And these are all of the colors, so greens and pinks. There's a blue in there. It's going to be pretty, but I love all these pinks. So that's a really nice piece. And like I said, I do have two, so in another upcoming Flosstube video that I do, I will have that available for anyone who would like to have that. So I want to show you, well, I'm going to get into Elizabeth Bennett of Jane Austen. This was a free pattern, and I really liked it. If you watched my first Flosstube, I had one similar to this in black, and the Ada was white, and it was all done in black. It was a silhouette of a mother and her child, and they were in prayer. This is something similar to that. I got it out the other day as I was looking through everything that I had as whips. And I didn't start this yet, but I do want to start it because I do like working with black floss on white Ada. And I do like the anchor black. This is a number 0403, and it is anchor. So this is a picture, well, when I got it out, I measured my piece, my white Ada again, and it was not the right size. It was too short. So I'm glad that I double checked it. I have to get a new piece of Ada, or I think I'm going to do even weave. They called for dirty Ada, and in the picture that I saw looked like almost like an antique white or an ivory. So I'll look for something like that, but this is the piece. It was a free piece, and it is called Elizabeth Bennett of Jane Austen, and it is by Twin Peak Primitives. So this is her. And like I said, I like silhouettes, and I like things from pictures that look like the 1800s. I love that period of time. I love the way the women dressed. So that I just think this is adorable. So I want to get my Ada, and I do want to start working on this. This is also on my whip go as a piece to start, and maybe it'll come up for June. I don't know, but if it doesn't, I might start it anyway and not wait. So that is called Elizabeth Bennett of Jane Austen, and it's a free pattern, so I'll put that in the description box as well. This next piece I want to show you, I've had this quite a while. It's called the Rabbit Alphabet by JBW Designs. I'll show you a picture of it. I think I started this in 2019. Like I said, it's called the Rabbit Alphabet. It's by JBW Designs. And I am using Weeks Dye Works. I'm using 28 count linen. When I bought this at the shop, she just called it antique as the color of linen. She just wrote antique on the package. And the Weeks Dye Works that I'm using is Madison Rose, which is very pretty. It is variegated. So I don't do variegated that often, but that was the called for, so I think that was the called for. If the owner of the, if the owner didn't have the called for, no, it's called for a different color, camellia, and the owner suggested this color, so because I like the pink. This is the piece. So that's the top. Don't mind these little pieces here. I have to cut those, and I did weave stitch over them on the back. So, and it goes, I think, all the way to the bottom. I'm sorry, I'm trying to hold this in the frame, so it's really heavy. And I'll tilt it. Coming closer for you. So I work on this from time to time. The reason why it's only from time to time is it's on a scroll frame. And I think if I had the Lowry standing frame, I would work on this more often, because the frame that I have it on, I can't see the back, and I have to either stand up and go behind the piece to look at the back, or flip it in such a way that I can look at the back, because sometimes the threads get knotted and sometimes I don't know it right away. So I really want to, I think I want to purchase a Lowry stand so that I am able to flip the piece when I need to look at the back easily. So it's pretty. I like that rabbit. All of the rabbits. And the lettering, very pretty. But JBW Designs, she has gorgeous patterns, gorgeous designs. So, like I said, I hesitate to work on it because of flipping the frame. I can't flip it, so it's difficult to see what's going on in the back. I can show you the back of it. It might be a little messy, and I apologize. Let me get something behind here, because it's linen. So that's my back. And again, the strands that are loose, I have to just clip off. So that's my back. So I also wanted to talk to you about, that's my whip. Those are my whips. I only pulled out a few, and I do have many more. So I'll pull some more out next time I do my Flosstube, which will be next week or maybe a week and a half. I did want to talk to you about some of my favorite Flosstubers, and I will also put them in the description notes in case you want to check them out if you already have not. One of the Flosstubes that I watch is Once Upon a Stitch, and her name is Lori. She has beautiful pieces. She's a beautiful stitcher, and I really do enjoy her Flosstubes. The next one is Ardith Design, Amanda May. That is her Flosstube, Ardith Design. And Amanda May stitches beautifully also, and I do enjoy her Flosstubes. I like looking at what she's working on and the threads that she uses. She's another Flosstuber that I watch. And then there's Alma's Little Wonders. Alma likes to do full coverage, so she's just amazing at full coverage pieces, and she works pretty quick. As far as I'm concerned, she works pretty quickly on her pieces, and has a lot of finishes. So that is Alma's Little Wonders. I like watching her. Another one I like watching is Cynthia Brew, Stitching in the Light. She is such a beautiful and warm person. She is so sweet. She has a very soothing and calming voice, and she also stitches beautifully. I like seeing the things that she's working on and the things that she's finished. So again, her name is Cynthia Brew, Stitching in the Light. And then today I saw that another one that I like to watch is the Virginia Stitcher. She has a new Flosstube out today, and her name is Vicki. Her Flosstube today that she put out that I will watch this evening it's her Whip Parade for 2022. And she is also a beautiful stitcher. She has a lot of larger pieces that she works on. Again, her name is Vicki, and she is the Virginia Stitcher. Like I said, I do enjoy watching her floss tubes also. So I think that is it. I'm looking at my notes, and I hope that you like my page, my floss tube, and that you hit the like button and perhaps subscribe. And it's only my 4th, so I'm enjoying this. I do have my window open. I think earlier you might have heard an airplane, and I do have birds. So I'm going to start talking about the things that I've done and next week and all of that. If you want to log off, I wish you a great and happy week. So I do have my window open, and the birds, I have a little bird house outside that I think it's wrens. It might not be wrens, but every year there is a little bird that builds its nest. So they make quite a bit of noise, but I really do love hearing them. And I also closed my door because I fill up my bird, it's like a bird bath, and I fill it up with water. Some people probably put bird seed in there, and I fill that up with water, and the birds have been looking for it every spring. My blue jays come back, and I noticed the other day one was sitting like, where's the water? And so I have blue jays that love the water, and robins, and there's also a blackbird. I think it might be a catbird, because he makes a lot of noise when he comes by. But what they do is they don't drink the water. They bathe in the water, so they splash everywhere. And so I did close the door because they get quite loud. And it's funny because they take turns. If there's 2 there, one will wait until the other one's finished. So that's always fun to see. And I also have a squirrel. Every year I have a squirrel that decides to build a nest in my planter. So I can't buy real flowers because they dig up the dirt. So I had artificial flowers put in there, and I did that 2 years ago because they just ruin what I put out there. So one year I had a mother who had little babies, and they scattered, and when they grow up, I guess, or get a certain age, the mother just takes them somewhere. But last year I didn't have a squirrel, and this year I do. And when I saw the squirrel, I looked at the squirrel and I said, I hope you're a boy, because the babies that I had last year, there were 3 of them. They were just all over the place. So if it's a girl, and I don't know, and has babies, maybe next spring I'll just put the planter away, because there's plenty of other places that they can build a nest. We have a lot of trees, a lot of shrubbery, so they just like my place. So, but it's a little bit too close. I mean, they scatter when I go out and sit down, but we'll see what happens. I haven't done too much. I do volunteer at the shelter in the cat room, so I've been doing that, and I pay more attention to the shy ones, and so that, well, they know me now. They come out when they see me, so I'm glad. And I just want them to come out when we have the public walking in, so that they're not hiding. Otherwise, they won't be adoptable if they hide all the time. So I have them coming out now, and I was happy to see that on Sunday when I was there for cleaning day, the shy ones actually stayed out. They didn't go hide, so I was happy about that. So I was there this past week. My granddaughters came down with COVID 3 weeks ago. My daughter got notification from the school that in my younger granddaughter's class, there were 2 that had not been in school because they tested positive. So they got through it in okay, because they had the symptoms of allergies. And my granddaughter, my youngest one, has allergies for the spring and summer. So, we thought, oh, she has allergies, and it wasn't. So, but she has things like inhalers and a nebulizer, and so she's getting better year after year. So I'm hoping that the allergies are something that she outgrows. It's allergies to a certain kind of tree, and I can't remember the name of the tree. But so every spring she has an issue with allergies. So they both tested positive, and I kept my distance. Didn't go in the house when, they're old enough that they really don't need grandma anymore, but I still go and I still check on them and pick them up from the bus. So we just walked instead of them driving in my car when they were able to go back to school. They had to quarantine for 5 days, and then they were able to go back to school the next 5 days, but with a mask. So we were just careful. So that was that for them. My daughter didn't. She's fine. So I'm happy about that. I have a shingle shot to schedule, which I'm nervous about. And so that's in the works. And that was just a hectic week with trying to schedule appointments and things. Also, I want to get into next week and my plans. So it's been really nice here in the northeast part of Pennsylvania. The weather has been nice. The humidity has gone away, and it's been nice. So I do get out and walk a little bit. So I think next week from today on, I'm going to focus on those 3 pieces that I do want to finish. I want to go to the store and buy my fabric for the Jane Austen piece. And when I go to Michael's, I always look around and think about what I need and can use my coupon. So I'll be doing that as well. I don't have anything else really going on, so it's going to be a quiet weekend coming up. And it'll be nice enough that I can sit outside and stitch, which I do like to do. So I think that's it, and I will be back perhaps in a week or a week and a half, and I hope that I have some finishes to show you. I'm going to work on that. Behind me, I wanted to tell you about this quilt that I have. I'm going to just turn for a second. This is a Sunbonnet Girl quilt that I think it was my great grandmother made. I'm going to get up so that I can show you the piece. I should have had it ready. I have a few of my grandmother and my great-great-grandmother's things, but this is the Sunbonnet Girl and there's marks on it. So, like that mark there. I think it's just because it's old. So, yeah, I think it's pretty, and I'm so happy that my mother had given it to me. So, next time, if you want to see more, let me know, and I'll open it up and show it to you. I'll open up the whole thing, but the back is stitched really well too. So, yeah. I wanted to get that out to show you because I was going through things and I saw this, and I thought that'd be nice to show some of you who might be interested in seeing things like that. One more thing that I want to do is go through, I have a little dresser kind of thing with 4 drawers, and I do want to go through that and decide what I want to keep and what I want to give away. So I want to do that before my next floss tube. So I want to do that, and that's always fun. I wanted to do it last week, but I didn't get to that. So that's another thing that I do want to do or work on. So just a little, I didn't pull a card today because I think that it's best with everything that's going on in the United States and in the world. I would just ask people to be kind to each other. Everybody seems to be a bit tense. I see it when I'm driving. Sometimes I see it at the store. If there's someone behind me and they sound a little bit huffy because it's either a long line or they're just not happy, and many times I will turn around and I'll ask them if they would like to go ahead of me because I just think that maybe they're in a hurry. And so that kind of breaks the ice, I think, because sometimes if they only have a few things, they'll say, oh, well, thank you. Or they'll say, oh, no, I'm okay. And they kind of like seem to at least smile. So I understand people are under a lot of stress. There are pressures. And I just want to put a thought out there that maybe for this week, next week and a half, think about those who are hurting, and what's going on in the States and in the world. I think if we just pray for people who have been hurt and suffering, pray for their peace and for peace for the world. So that would be my thought as we go ahead in the next week to be prayerful and especially be thoughtful of those that we come across who might be hurting or upset. It's not difficult to see when people are stressed. I see it a lot, even when I grocery shop. Like I said, I'll ask them if they want to go ahead of me, and kind of breaks the ice. So it's always nice to hear a kind word or have someone smile. Kind of makes you feel better. So that is my thought, and until next time, I hope that everyone has a good week, rest of the weekend, a nice weekend. I hope that wherever you are, that your weather is good, and that you can enjoy the outdoors, because it certainly is nice here, and I just want to be outside and watch the birds and the squirrels, and not think about what's going on sometimes. It's good. It's a good distraction. So with that, I will say thank you for watching. And again, if you subscribe, thank you so much. And if you like my page, I also thank you for that. Any comments, please feel free to leave a comment, because I do read them all. And if I don't, then there's something wrong with my phone or my YouTube. But I do respond to the comments. And I enjoy reading comments. And so I wish everyone well and have a great week. And that's it then. Thank you. Thank you for joining me. Bye.